Hello and welcome to a game called Kerbal Space Program, a game where nothing can go wrong and everything is awesome. So let's get into it here. This is a craft that I was building. I was actually recording it a little bit and then realized that I hadn't actually turned on the game cam, but I have now, so that's all good. And so as I was saying, what could be this game is, supposed to be silly, and I thought, what could be sillier than taking the largest jet engines known to man, slapping them on the side of a rocket capsule, and saying to heck with it. So, who will be our brave Kerbal today? Let's go with Jeb, because Jebediah Kerman is always the best. In my opinion, at least. Others, maybe not so much. So, in case you haven't guessed it already, Kerbal Space Program is a fun game about where you're supposed to launch people, or these little Kerbal guys, into space. From this launch complex here. And wow, this is actually working. But, wow. As you can see, you don't necessarily have to launch things into space. You can sometimes launch them into the upper atmosphere with a little jet engine car. I just got an idea. A jet engine car. I'm gonna make that. But so we're going 443 meters per second, which is about 800 feet per second. Yeah. Probably even more, like 1,200. So this is what our brave Kerbalnaut sees. Kerbalnaut. I don't know what they're called. This is what they see. Oh boy. And it appears that we have no intake air. We don't have the intake air required to do this anymore. So let's flip over. You know, if we're gonna die, why not face it head on? And jeez, my god, this thing is big. Ooh, slow down. So that when we eventually do come down, and our engines come back on because we actually have air to run them, we will be pointed straight down at the ground and will thrust into the ground. I currently have the mod ignore that. I currently have the mod Kerbal Space Program Engineer Redux. Oh! That's what's providing this little up stuff and the flight engineer. So. 400 meters per second. I'm excited. 500. Can we get to 800? 600. Come on now. Come on now. We gotta get to 700 at least. 700! Pull up! Pull up! No, get out! EVA! As you can see, that didn't really work too well. So, my goal for this video is to test out a jet engine. Or, not a jet engine. A jet car. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start with the Mark 1 inline cockpit. That can hold one Kerbal, I believe. And of course, Jebediah is going to be sitting in that cockpit because Jebediah is a crazy. Just crazy. Let's have a shot cone intake. And you know what? Let's add a whiplash engine. Now this is the type of engine that'll rip your socks off. While ripping, you know, the rest of you apart, of course. But mainly your socks. That looks perfect. And then we add some wheels. My god. Oh my god, this is gonna be... What's our center of mass looking like? Oh boy. No, we need some stability, so let's add an inline stabilizer and a battery bank. Let's call this the Zoomie. Can it even drive? Oh, it's so low to the ground, but it can drive. It can drive. Okay. So you can turn and stuff. It can drive, that's good. Okay, let's start up the engine. Come on. Come on. Wheels don't break. If these wheels break, then we're... Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh no, I'm gonna try to make one that works. I need to make a car powered by jets that can work. Now the trick here will be finding the right wheel. And, you know, what better wheel to use than the ruggedized, you see, ruggedized wheel. You see, this stuff is like heavy duty, you know. It can do anything. Also, let's give it fins, because, you know, it's all that flopping around that it did. That's because it didn't have fins. We need fins for it. Oh, jeez. Okay, let's see if it can drive. Okay, like all the other cars, it can drive. Let's turn on SAS. This is a stability assist. It's actually going a lot faster than the other wheel. Alright, let's turn on the engine. So this is what it looks like from outside. Just to give you some perspective. Okay, come on now. My goal is to make it to the end of the runway without crashing. I think we're gonna do it. And we did it. And it can frickin' fly. The car can The car can fly. Have I inadvertently just created a plane? I think I've literally just created a plane out of a car. Like, what? We need to try to land. We need to try to land. Like, what kind of a person would I be if I didn't try to land? The only problem with this is that it takes such wide turns. That's okay. We're facing land. So we're gonna land on that little open strip. Come on now. Nope. Nope. Come on now. Hey. Don't you crap out on me now. Don't you crap out. Okay, there you go. We've just gotta make it to the land. Is our deal, because if we don't make it to the land, then we're screwed. You can see our altitude in meters just up here. Come on now. Come on now. Okay. 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 We're gonna do it. We're gonna actually land it, and then we can drive. It's a plane that can drive. Who'd have thought? No, we're not. And this is what we're left with. Never mind. That's not what we're... The military X-37B is about to set a new record. That's the that's a plane, a space plane. It kind of looks like the shuttle, but it's military, so it's very secret. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Get out of here, you scamp. Okay, so we need to make this better. First of all, let's make it so that it has pretty good flight control. So that's where the wings are supposed to be. Now, are the standard canard to the... We need the tail fin. Standard tail fin, is that? It's a winglet. Standard canard. Airplane tail fin. Perfect. Because I'm terrible with adding ailerons. So, that's our wings. And then let's add a single canard in the back here for some roll stability. Oh my god. It's legitimately just a plane on wheels. It's just a plane on wheels. Okay, something's gonna happen this time around, so I'm gonna link these things all together with struts. Boom. Alright, Zoomie Mark II, coming at you again. Okay, there doesn't appear to be much sag. Let's get up to speed here with our motorized vehicular wheels. And then once we feel that we're ready, engage SAS, and here we go. My only concern is actually on the runway flipping, because as you can see, as we're driving off the runway, we're kind of drifting a little bit. And if we hit those lights at the end or go off the runway, we're screwed. That's just... Excuse you. Land on the front wheels! So what happened there is that I tried to pull up a little too early. I need to let it go off the runway. So it's like the thing of, don't try to get away from the ground, have the ground get away from you. Because there is a little slope down at the end of that runway. So if we manage to get to the end of the runway, then we can just fly off of it without having to change our heading at all. Or we could just do that, you know, that's fine too. Oh boy, this is hard to control. Oh boy, we're going very fast. Oh boy, it does not want to control. This really does not want to control. Too good. Turn. Turn. Nose over. Jebediah Kerman's reaching G-force limit. That means that he's about to pass out due to the amount of force that he's experiencing. Okay. With the engine off, we actually have a good amount of control, so with this dive, we can increase some speed, and then see if we can't... Steady now. Steady now. Our only problem is that we're going mega fast. So, like, we can't be going mega fast when we're landing. Oh boy, come on. I don't want to be going up. Okay. No, come on. Come on now. I never... Come on. I totally had that. I totally had that. I like the idea of a jet-powered plane, so we're gonna make the Zoomie Mark II. And this is gonna be the best thing ever built. It's gonna be a car, of course. I like the idea of this cockpit. That looks good. Let's add a better intake. And let's add 2 liquid fuels instead of 1, giving us more fuselage space. I also like that engine. It's nice and powerful. With the wheels, I'm debating putting these bad boys on. These are like the real deal. They will stand up to anything you throw at them. Screw it, let's do that. But now we need to add those tail fin, that tail fin, the airplane tail fin. Yeah, just like that. Now, a problem that we're going to have here is that we're going to be a little too bottom heavy, actually. That's our center of mass, that little yellow circle right there. So if we, and that little blue teal circle is our center of lift. And so we might have some problems controlling stuff, but this is a good start. We can always add some more if we need it. And we have jack all for electricity. If there's one thing that you take from this video, know that these darned wheels suck up so much power. It's like insane. But they're good because for some reason, not when they're going straight, but when they're turning, they accelerate at an incredible rate. Like here's, I'll show you what I mean. So we're accelerating. You know, it's a reasonable amount of acceleration, you know. But here's when I'm starting to turn. Just a little bit. Just a little bit on the A and D keys. You can see we're already up to 50. And we flipped. But you see the idea. So with this jet engine on the back, what I'm thinking is that if we... I just realized that Jebediah Kerman down here is behind my face cam. Huh. So if we start, you know, accelerating, doing some accelerating stuff, and we just let it flow. I'm not pressing. We just get up to speed here. Just gain speed, because the good thing about these wheels is that they're rugged. They're really, really rugged. Shoot! Shoot! Turn! Turn off the engine! Turn off the engine! Shoot! Shoot! And here's what's left of my precious Zoomie. You know what? No. I'm not giving up that easily, boys and gals and non-binary pals. I'm going to create what do I want to create? I don't know, the Zoomie seemed a little too much to top. Okay, I'm gonna give one last try for the Zoomie. One last try. It's gonna be the Mega Zoomie. The Mega Zoomie. And it's going to have 2 of these Panther engines on the back. And what these Panthers do is they give you the ability to, shoot, that's not going to work. They're cool in the fact that they have afterburners. So you can dump a raw liquid fuel into them, and they'll be, and they will give you a heck ton of thrust. Perfect. I don't know, I don't want to go with those again. But these are too short and stubby. Fine, we'll use these. Mega Zoomie is not looking to be so mega. I think we've come full circle, though, because I was trying to make a jet car, and we ended up making a jet plane. And we are spinning now. But here's what I mean by the afterburners. That's afterburners. So the first test of the Mega... Oh! Get back on the wheels. This is like controlling a rodeo clown. Not a rodeo clown, jeez. You know, I think I've had enough of this. Thank you so much for watching. The Mega Zoomie was, you know, kind of a fail, kind of a success. I have new recording software, as you can see. This will be my first big video, so thank you all very, very much for watching. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.